Welcome to your Barbados Today evening news update for Tuesday, February 5th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Major changes are on the horizon for Barbados' judicial system. Prime Minister Mia Mottley today revealed that the Attorney General's office will be seeking funds for the establishment of more criminal courts as well as that of a commercial court in the soon-to-be-debated estimates of revenue and expenditure. The Prime Minister made the disclosure in Parliament this morning as she gave support to a resolution to adopt a report of the Standing Orders Committee.
The Office of Attorney General this year will be bringing some new matters with respect to the establishment of additional criminal courts. This House will have the opportunity to ask, I don't want to say cross-examine, but it could well be a form of cross-examination. But to ask questions of the Attorney General and his Permanent Secretary and the Supreme Court Registrar and others on the functioning of the system, the demands on the system, and how the system can be made to work better by reason of the monies that the House is going to vote for them. Secondly, the Attorney General wants to establish and will be establishing, and the bill actually for all of these things without breaching the standing orders of the House is before us for debate later today, for the establishment also of a commercial court.
There will also be changes to the upcoming estimates of revenue and expenditure, as ministers and senior public officials will be put under the public microscope in Parliament during that time. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Dale Marshall said the time had come for Barbadians to have an understanding as to how their money was being spent.
That minister must now leave his chair and sit in what we call the well of the chamber, that is the space between the two front benches. Normally we would say between the front benches of the opposition, but the two front benches, no sir, and the leader of the opposition. And the minister will move to that space and be joined by his permanent secretary or permanent secretaries and his senior staff. And then an inquisitorial process will begin. And ministers, backbenchers, everybody in the chamber will have a period of 3 minutes to pose questions to the minister and or to his public servants about the details of the program.
In other news this Tuesday, the Deputy Chairman and founder of Sidel Bank and Trust, Adrian Mayer, has lauded the Mia Mottley government for implementing measures to stabilize the economy and address issues relating to the international business sector. However, he said it was critical that government not only continue moves to stomp out corruption, but also ensure that there is improvement in the ease of doing business in the country. He made the comments during his company's 20th anniversary reception at Sandals, Barbados last night.
We will continue to do our fair share, providing high-paying and meaningful jobs, purchasing goods and services locally, paying our taxes and paying taxes on behalf of our clients, and most importantly, converting substantial US dollars into Barbados dollars monthly. Even with the continued pressure on our Barbados book, we expect to have a substantial operation here, providing group services to our other businesses. But we need you to continue the good fight to enable better business facilitation and eliminate crony capitalism and state capture at the touch points of governments that we deal with.
In sports, in-form all-rounder Keemo Paul has replaced suspended West Indies captain Jason Holder in the 14-man squad for the final test against England. That game will begin in St. Lucia on a Saturday. The 20-year-old Paul has played 2 tests and was also a part of the one-day and T20 side, which toured Bangladesh last December. So the full squad reads: opener Craig Brathwaite as captain, Darren Bravo, Shamar Brooks, John Campbell, Royston Chase, Shane Darwich, Shannon Gabriel, Shimron Hetmeyer, Shea Hope, Alzari Joseph, Keemo Paul, Kima Roach, O'Shane Thomas, and Jomel Warrican.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from the regional front, the H1N1 virus claims another life in Trinidad and Tobago. Health authorities confirmed a 5th death as a result of the virus, even as they urged people, particularly those considered to be within the key at-risk groups, to get vaccinated. Health Minister Terence Dialsing said that the victim, a woman who was 15 weeks pregnant, died from the virus, also known as swine flu, and hinted that the authorities were waiting the results of blood tests from other fatalities. Dialsing did not provide details regarding the pregnant woman, but expressed concern that there had been a drop in people seeking the vaccine over the past few weeks after Media House ran a segment on the effects of the vaccine on pregnant women. On the international scene, 10 people, including a baby, have died in a fire at an 8-story building in southwestern Paris. Officials also say more than 30 people, including 6 firefighters, were injured. One person is in serious condition. Investigators believe the fire, one of the most deadly in the French capital in years, may have been started deliberately. And finally, Pope Francis admits that clerics have sexually abused nuns, and in one case they were kept as sex slaves. More in this report from Reuters Television.
Pope Francis on Tuesday for the first time publicly admitted that nuns had been abused by Catholic priests and bishops, some of whom had used the women as sex slaves.
It's not something that everyone does, but there have been priests and even bishops who have done this. And I think it is still taking place because it's not as though the moment you become aware of something, it goes away.
Speaking to reporters on the papal plane, the Pope said he was committed to fighting the problem, just the latest scandal confronting his papacy and the Roman Catholic Church. A global outcry over sexual abuse of children by the clergy has already led to the suspension of some high-profile priests from Chile to Pennsylvania. Recently, more nuns, encouraged by the Me Too movement, have been coming forward to describe abuse at the hands of priests and bishops.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.